Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Santa Clara Valley Athletic League Varsity Volleyball for Women. Tonight's game is the last league game of the season. It's the Mountain View Spartans versus the Los Altos Eagles. We're here at Chester F. Awalt Memorial Gymnasium, Owen Halliday at Mountain View High School. This should be an exciting game tonight. These two teams are just a game apart with the last league game of the season. I want to tell you that tonight's game is brought to you by KMVT's all sports presenting sponsors, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, which is part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAMP doctor today. And by Home Instead Senior Care. Home Instead provides the personalized in-home care that your loved one needs. Home Instead, to them, it's personal.
Ever since we moved to the United States, Palo Alto Medical Foundation has been taking care of our health. We love our doctor. She is always ready to listen to us and is very professional and answers all our questions and is very reassuring. PAMF has been there not just for my own family, but for the whole community, whether they're seeing patients or providing doctors for our free medical
clinic. Ever since Dad died, taking care of Mom is overwhelming. I can't do it on my own.
Sure, my mother needs me, but I just want to be a daughter again.
Mom wants to stay in her home, but needs more help than ever. It just can't be me all the time.
Struggling to care for an aging parent? You're not alone. Learn how Home Instead Senior Care can provide the personalized in-home care your loved one needs. Home Instead. To us, it's personal.
And here we are getting ready for the first set of this best-of-5 match between the Mountain View Spartans and the Los Altos Eagles. Just getting ready, they're checking the lineups here. Mountain View getting ready to serve. On your screen there, Mountain View on the right, serving to the left. Megan Robinson back for the first serve of the night, this last game of the season. And the first point goes to Mountain View. Nice block there for the middle blockers. Big rowdy crowd tonight for senior night here at the Spartans. Robinson back for second serve. Little drop serve. Over the block. Good recovery there by Mountain View. Robinson with the bump set. Blocked by Holroyd. And Los Altos is able to put it between the block. That was Fitzsimmons and Sturgeon up for the block. And this game is starting off with a bang. Longtime rivals cross town. A lot of these ladies play together on club teams, so they're often very familiar. Back set to Holroyd. Good recovery by Los Altos. Now not able to get it over. Holroyd back to serve. She's got a tough jump serve. Doesn't quite clear the tape. Envelek back to serve, drops it in. Back row attack off the block. Nicely done there by Slattery. Rogers comes in to serve, getting lots of support from the crowd. Looked like that was going long, but they brought it in. Nawalski, and it goes long. Just long. Crowd not happy with that call, but I think it was a good one. Roulette back to serve. Robinson a little set. Blocked there by Slattery. Robinson with a quick set. Good push, good recovery by Los Altos. Nice cross-court cut there. That was Megan McDermott for Los Altos. Rogers with a dig. Call a double hit there on Robinson. Too much spin for the ref. Tough dig, but left it right up on the tape, and Los Altos is there for the ace back. The ball has disappeared here. Here we go. Gillette back to serve. Backs it to Sturgeon, blocked by Los Altos. Slattery. Los Altos tried kicking it over, didn't quite work. Sturgeon back to serve for Mountain View. Just cleared the tape. Quick set to the middle. Dinked over the block. Pushed by Robinson into the open spot. Nicely played by Robinson. Slattery with the serve. Nawalski bumps it over. Cross court set, blocked by Los Altos. Good recovery. Little quick set in the middle. And Slattery, the beautiful placement in the back corner. That was a quick set. She had a good recovery. Sturgeon with a tough serve, little dink over. Nawalski, nice cross court. Inside the block, nice placement. Sturgeon back to serve again. Off the tape, good recovery by Los Altos, quick set, and it goes, they call it long. Point to Mountain View. Sturgeon serving 8-6. Back row attack just goes off the net, and it goes wide. Tough call. That was a good play by Los Altos. Rolled off the tape, just landed wide. And Los Altos calls a timeout. So let's see a replay of this one off the net. Back row just off the 10-foot line. Just touches the tape. She tries to get it and lands about 4 inches wide. Nice call by the line judge. See here that Palo Alto leads the SCVA LDN's league. Palo Alto up with a record of 11-2. Homestead 11-2 tied. I believe they're playing tonight or tomorrow night. Los Gatos in third at 10-3. And as you can see, the winner of this game, if Mountain View wins, the two teams will be tied at 7. And trailing are Gunn, Monte Vista, and Lynbrook. After the timeout here, Sturgeon back to serve. She's run 5 points in a row. Tough serve, tough dig there. That was Trichler in the back row for Los Altos. Both teams fairly fired up here on senior night, possibly the last game of the season. Another tough serve. Los Altos not quite able to get it back over. Sturgeon was 7 in a row. The Los Altos timeout not able to stop the streak. Make that 8 in a row. Los Altos has gotten a little psyched out here. I think their coach not wanting to use their last timeout. Good dig by Los Altos. Kowalski, great placement again in that back corner. Mountain View playing very well this first game. Often we see them start off a little bit slower, but tonight they are right on. Into the net. So 9 points there rattled off by senior Haley Sturgeon. And Albright goes back to serve for Los Altos. And it goes long. Kowalski back to serve. Blocked by Mountain View, but it goes wide, so point to Los Altos. Junior Megan McDermott back to serve. One of their better servers. And we have a net call on Mountain View. Her forward momentum carried her into the net on that one. Robinson with a quick set. Beautifully played to Slattery. Touch off the block. Those two, of course, been playing together all year. They're getting that timing down, so that's a little quick 1-2. Slattery with a serve. Tough serve. Mountain View is on top of their serves tonight. A lot of downspin on these balls is dropping him in right at the front of the back row. Slattery serves. Little float serve. Off the ceiling. And Los Altos brings it back. Robinson with this quick set again. Off the ceiling. Nice try there by Mountain View, but it bounced off that I-beam. Runs down the middle of the gym. Trichler back to serve for Los Altos. Nice float serve. Set to Holroyd. Beautiful. Right down the line over the block. She has such a great vertical leap. Very tough to defend. Robinson with the serve. Little drop. Cross court set, and it goes wide. And Los Altos calls their second timeout. So with the score 18-10, Los Altos decides to take a timeout, hoping to stop a little bit of the momentum here from Mountain View. And while they're having their timeout, I'm going to remind you that KMVT Sports would like to thank Homestead Senior Care for their continuing support of high school sports programming. Homestead, to them, it's personal. Mountain View starting off strong here in the first game. These two teams with very similar records. Los Altos is 7-6, Mountain View 6-7. So if Mountain View wins, they'll have an identical record. Both fairly young teams, both with 3 seniors only on senior night at Mountain View. And Robinson back to serve. Off the tape, good recovery by McDermott. Nicely played by Fitzsimmons there. Back set to Sturgeon. Robinson with the serve. Off the tape again, over the... Sent to Holroyd, blocked, and it goes wide. Los Altos was over the block, but couldn't quite turn it back in toward the court. Robinson with the serve, into the net. Christensen Salome is back to serve. Little float serve. Tough to handle. Nicely played there by Sturgeon. Cross court right at McDermott's feet. She got tangled up. Holroyd back to serve. Into the net again. That's her second of the evening. Looked like she was trying to take a little bit off that one. Novalski there to push it back in for Mountain View. The pass was close, close to the net for Los Altos. Rogers back to serve. Robinson almost able to pancake that back up. Gillette back to serve for Los Altos. Nice serve, just over the tape. Good dig by Mountain View. Slattery with a cross court. Good recovery by Los Altos. Nice block by Los Altos. That was Hoover, I believe, on the block. Los Altos needed a little bit of a change of momentum. Gillette to serve. Nice ace. They almost called a double hit on that, and it ended up going long anyway. So Point goes to Los Altos. Los Altos got a bit of a rally going here, trailing by 6 in the first game. Pushed over by Robinson on 2. Smart move. Robinson really developing this year. Pushed in the back corner. Nice placement. Line judge calls it in. The linesman's there in discussion with the up ref, and it's point to Los Altos. That's the way it should have been. All right with the serve. Slattery, that was off the tape, didn't go over the net. And Mountain View calls a timeout now. Up by 5, 23-18 here in game 1. So Mountain View with a timeout here, hoping to slow Los Altos' comeback. Good recovery by Mountain View. Blocked, good recovery by Los Altos. Dribbles over the net. Robinson there with the set. Holroyd dinks it over. Nicely done there by McDermott. Albright with a serve. And it goes long. A little bit of underspin there, and the ball just spun up and out. So we have set point here in game 1. Nawalski back to serve. Back row, off the block. Nawalski not quite able to reach it there. Not a lot of power on that kill, but just off the block. McDermott back to serve for Los Altos, set point. The Holroyd, cross court, good dig by Los Altos. Little quick set, blocked. And Robinson pushes it over on 2. Nice rally. Both teams playing well tonight. And Mountain View takes game 1 of this first best-of-5 match, 25-20. We'll be back in just a second for game 2.
As a busy mom of 3 kids, I find it extremely convenient to access My Health Online. My Health Online's messaging service allows me to keep in close contact with our doctor.
Being able to email the doctor with questions gave us assurance that they do take an interest in the patients. That's why we've been with PAN for more than 10 years and keep adding members, the newest member.
My parents are really slowing down. I feel bad I can't always be there for them.
How do I choose between caring for my mother and caring for my own family?
I've been looking into the options, but Dad doesn't want to leave his home. What do I do?
Struggling to care for an aging parent? You're not alone. Learn how Home Instead Senior Care can provide the personalized in-home care your loved one needs. Home Instead. To us, it's personal.
And here we are getting ready for the start of set 2 in this best of 5 match between the Mountain View Spartans and the Los Altos Eagles. Mountain View took first set 25-20, and we are ready to begin. First serve of the match, of the set. Back set to Holroyd, cross court, goes in, nicely played. Very active crowd tonight. Probably the final game of the season. Holroyd with a serve. Little set, dinked over. Almost, Mountain View almost with a good recovery. The little dink over took him by surprise, I believe. We have a bit of an injury here. Looks like Nawalski's ankle. She's down under the net. It looks like they're going to carry her off. Couldn't quite see what happened. She may have come down on somebody else's ankle. Tough call there. She's being tended to. Always hate to see an injury. Quieted the crowd down a bit. Looks like play's going to continue. And here we go, Los Altos to serve. Off the block and it goes wide. Point goes to Mountain View. Rogers comes in, libero for Mountain View, back to serve. Actually, Rogers goes back out, and we have, looks like Silva in to serve. A lot of spin on that set, but no call. McDermott with a nice cross-court kill there. Now Rogers comes in. Trishla back to serve for Los Altos. And it floats long. Sturgeon back to serve. Nice dig by the Los Altos libero. McDermott with a kill. Holroyd with the back row. Nice rally. McDermott not able to get it over the net. Sturgeon back to serve. Had a 9-point run last set. And it's called in. Tough call. Good call by the line judge. Los Altos has moved their back row up a little bit, leaving one deep at the line. Slattery right there at the net, dinked over by Los Altos. Robbins, and it is called wide. That was Sturgeon with a back row attack, tried to go down the line just wide. Albright to serve. And it goes, nice try by McDermott there, but it goes outside the antenna. Hamzik back to serve for Mountain View now. Little drop serve, good dig by Los Altos. McDermott goes off the block. McDermott with the serve. To Slattery. And no block, no touch, so point goes to Los Altos. I think she may have hit that off the side of her hand. Tough serve by McDermott. Rogers not able to handle it. Ace. That was a nice back set by Robinson to hold right, but Los Altos was there with the block. I believe that was Gillette on the block. McDermott here with a nice run. They call it out of rotation on Mountain View. Slattery, the captain, discussing with the down ref where the rotation problem occurred. Trying to explain their case. And it looks like the call on the floor is going to stay. I believe it had to do with someone standing in front of someone else. They have to be lined up front to back, left to right. And they call net on Los Altos. Nice rally, though. Christensen Salome, I believe, called for backing into the net. Slattery to serve. Nicely played. That was Carmen for Los Altos. And Gillette goes back to serve. Pushed over by Robinson on 2. McDermott with a back row attack. And it goes wide of the antenna. Good news is Novalsky, I see sitting on the side with an ice pack on, but it looks like it's not broken. Robinson to serve. Tough serve, back row attack to McDermott, dinked in the middle. And Hamzik not able to dig it. Christensen Salome back to serve. Nice back row there by McDermott. Mountain View playing a little flat-footed this game. Los Altos has come back strong in set 2. Tough serve there by Christensen Salome. Pushed over by Slattery. Down the line. Nicely played by Los Altos. Just outside the block. Los Altos up by 4. Here in the second set. Holroyd pushes it into the net. And Mountain View calls a timeout. Mountain View needed to call a timeout. They've been, after the Nawalski injury, they've been playing a little flat. So while they're taking a timeout, hoping to slow to Los Altos rally, I'll tell you that Mountain View Sports' presenting sponsor tonight is the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, which is part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAMF doctor today. So Mountain View took the first set fairly handily, but Los Altos has come back strong. Both fairly young teams. Both teams just graduating 3 seniors this year. Both teams with a number of freshmen playing. On this, probably the last game of the season for this varsity volleyball teams. And we're back after the timeout. Christensen Salome ready for the serve. And that take just goes right up on the tape, and Los Altos able to drop it down. That was, that was Sturgeon on the kill off the block. Goes wide. Mountain View needed to stop that rally. Holroyd back to serve. Holroyd normally one of Mountain View's better serves. That's the first serve she's gotten in this evening. Holroyd off the block. Good dig by Los Altos. That was back to Sturgeon, and it was wide. She tried to cut it inside the block. Back set, over the block. That was Albright with the kill. Back set to Sturgeon. And nicely played there by, that was Hamzik from Mountain View. Just touched it over the net. Silva comes in for Mountain View to serve. Dink by McDermott. Slattery pushes it over. Set to McDermott, blocked by... Great recovery by Mountain View. Pushed, and it goes long. That was a tough call. It looked like she was able to pancake that ball up. And they leave the point with Mountain View. That was off the I-beam. Mountain View just able to get it over, and of course it set right up on the tape. Los Altos was there to kill it back. Trichler to serve for Los Altos. Mountain View there with the block, but it fell at their feet, not able to bring it back up. Nice play by Slattery, but Trichler to serve for Los Altos. Los Altos coming back strong here in set 2. And it goes long. Almost called a double hit there on the set. And Mountain View calls their second timeout. Trichler with a serve. Set to Slattery, goes down the line and it's called in. Sturgeon back to serve for Mountain View. Sturgeon with a very good serving evening. Tough serves. McDermott with a kill there. Excuse me. Sturgeon almost able to pancake it up, but it fell just shy of her hand. Albright to serve. Nice serve. Rogers not able to handle it. Sturgeon. Back row to Albright. Nice placement down the line by Hansen. Mountain View in need of a big rally here. Hansen to serve. And it goes long. Nice eye there by the libero Trichler. That was long by about 3 inches. McDermott to serve. Tough serve. Dropped in just below Sturgeon, excuse me. And there was a net call. They called that on Mountain View. Actually, it looked like it was Los Altos, but the call went against Mountain View. McDermott to serve. Set point. And nicely played there by Slattery. A little quick one set. Mountain View's got 9 set points here. Dinked over. That was a little just dinked there by Los Altos and dropped in over the block. And the second set goes to Los Altos, 25-15. So we split games here. Mountain View taking the first one. Los Altos coming back strong in game 2. Getting ready for the start of set 3 here in this best-of-5 match. We're tied at 1 set apiece. Mountain View ready to serve. Mountain View on your right, serving to your left. Robinson with the serve. And hole right there to push it down. Tough dig by Los Altos. Robinson to serve. And that goes long. A little bit of upspin. Sent it sailing. A little bit of a mechanical failure there on an ankle brace. Here we go. We're ready for Los Altos. Christensen Salome with the serve. Little float. Tough to handle Slattery. Cross court set. Never cleared. Point goes to Mountain View. They're right back to serve. Tough serve. Mountain View, or Los Altos with a dig. McDermott pushes it deep. A little jump set back, and it goes long. Sturgeon got a little bit underneath that. Sent it long. Almost a great recovery there by Los Altos. Silva comes in for Mountain View, back to serve. Pushed wide, no touch called. Silva with the serve. Nicely played by McDermott down the line. Silva not able to handle it. Excuse me, that was Robinson, I believe. Fitzsimmons comes in for Mountain View. Tricia Libero back to serve for Los Altos. Nice float serve. Rogers with a dig. Slattery, beautifully played. Great set, great leap. Sturgeon back to serve. Nice timing play again there by Robinson and Slattery. Los Altos not able to get their blocks up on that quick 1 or 2 by Mountain View. Tough serves by Sturgeon. Again, Robinson to Slattery on a quick one. I believe they called that outside the antenna, but I couldn't quite tell. And Los Altos calls a timeout here. So they're hoping to break the little run that Mountain View's got going. I'd like to tell you that tonight's game is being brought to you by Home Instead Senior Care. Home Instead, to them, it's personal. And also by the Palo Alto Medical Foundation. Choose your PAMF doctor today. We appreciate both Home Instead Senior Care and Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their ongoing support of these local high school sports programming. These games, oftentimes the girls will use them for recruiting. The coaches will use them for training purposes, so it's a great service and we appreciate all of their support. Mountain View came out strong in set 1. Los Altos came roaring back in set 2, and it's been pretty evenly matched, although the score is not indicative. Mountain View up 8-3 here in the third game. Sturgeon with a serve, and it just rolls over the net. Tough call there. Blocked by Mountain View, off the McDermott, back set, cross court. Robinson pushes it over. Tough call there, Sturgeon not able to push it over, flat-footed behind the 10-foot line. It's a tough play. It's harder than it looks. You're used to jumping or moving forward and often standing still. It's hard to get the velocity right. Slattery pushes it deep. Set was a little too close to the net. Albright to serve. Nice block by Los Altos. Holroyd down the line. Slattery bumped up by Los Altos. Didn't clear the net. Point goes to Mountain View. Good recovery by Los Altos, but just hit the tape. Hemsick with a serve. Off the block. Nicely played by McDermott. Rucker comes in for Mountain View. McDermott back to serve. She almost went underneath the net, but I think she was able to keep her foot back. Beautiful kill there by Holroyd. Great vertical leap. Slattery back to serve for Mountain View. Nice kill there by Los Altos. She was able to go around the block somehow. I can't quite see. Gillette back to serve for Los Altos. Nice block by Robinson, but Los Altos recovers. And Robinson just redirected that enough to get it over the net. Smart play by Robinson. float serve. Good recovery by Los Altos. Able to get it off the Mountain View, not able to handle the kill. Christensen Salome back to serve. Set to Sturgeon. Good recovery by Los Altos, and it goes wide. Hamzik comes back into the front row. Holroyd with her third missed serve of the evening. Uncharacteristic. Back row to Slattery. Little dink over. Nice soft placement in the middle there by Los Altos. Cut Mountain View flat-footed. And it went wide. Hamzik not able to get that. The set was a little bit outside. Los Altos to serve. Back to Sturgeon. Good dig by Los Altos. Nice placement by Slattery. Los Altos is there with a block, just couldn't get it. Silva comes back in for Mountain View. And that's in. Nice placement by Los Altos. Let back in for Los Altos. Trishler to serve. Nice placement by Los Altos in the back corner. Rogers tried to get there. That was a Slattery off the block, and it goes back wide. Sturgeon to serve. Blocked by Mountain View. That was Slattery and Robinson. Nice rally there. Both teams playing well tonight. And Los Altos calls a timeout. Mountain View on a good run here, up 18-13 in set 3. Los Altos needs to do something to slow them down. Mountain View playing with a bit of the passion that they didn't seem to have in the second game, excuse me. These two teams have always been fairly evenly matched. Good crosstown rivalry. And Unfortunately, we haven't seen Nawalski come back into play, so I've got to think that the ankle injury is going to keep her out. Very vocal crowd tonight. Nice to hear it. Last game of the season. Sturgeon back to serve. Just dinked over. Quick to Slattery, nicely played off the block. Sturgeon by far the Mountain View's best server this evening. And Mountain View is on fire. That's Robinson and Sturgeon again on the block. Everything going Mountain View's way this set. Nice try there by Hamzik, but didn't quite clear the net. Albright back to serve for Los Altos. Nice block there, Los Altos. That was McDermott and Duet on the block for Los Altos. Albright with a serve. Slattery, a lot of power on that. Off the block, goes wide. Hamzik to serve. Nicely done there by McDermott for Los Altos. Got it past the block. McDermott to serve. Holroyd goes cross court. Fitzsimmons comes in for Mountain View. Slattery with the serve. Good recovery by Los Altos. Not able to get it over the net. Nicely played there by the libero. Slattery to serve. Off the block. Robinson tried to push it over. Mountain View was there, or Los Altos was there. Pushes it again. Good recovery by Los Altos. Set to Holroyd. She's not able to get the angle. The set was too deep. Holroyd had gotten too close to the net. The set came behind her. Gillette back to serve for Los Altos. Hoover comes in for Los Altos. Robinson there with the block, but it goes wide. with the serve. And we have a timeout called by Mountain View. I'll tell you tonight that KMVT Sports would like to thank Home Instead Senior Care for their continuing support of high school sports programming. Home Instead, to them, it's personal. So we have a good game going on here. This is the third in the best-of-5 match. Mountain View has been in the lead the whole game, but Los Altos is coming back here. Mountain View up by 4. We're here at senior night where both teams honored their graduating seniors, both teams with just 3. It's always an emotional night for players, coaches, and fans, especially since this may be the last game of the season. And Gillette is back to serve. All right. Really got on top of that, brought it down at about the 15-foot line. So Robinson back to serve set point. Into the net it goes. Mountain View a bit of a tough night tonight on net balls on the serve. I believe that was our 6th. Christensen Salome back to serve. Needing a long rally here. Sturgeon goes in. And that is the set. So Mountain View takes the third game, 25-20. And we'll come back for an exciting game 4 here. Getting ready here for the start of game 4, this best-of-5 match. Mountain View up 2-1. Just down ref checking rotations, getting everybody lined up. Los Altos to serve on your screen. Los Altos is on the right, serving to the left toward Mountain View. Mountain View in their home blacks, Los Altos in blue and white. Nice serve, that was an ace. Starting off Los Altos. That was Christensen Salome dropping that in right below the front row, or the back row. Back to Holroyd. Off the block there, nicely played by, that was Gillette, I believe. Good recovery by Los Altos. Little dink over. Robinson mishandled that one. She's kicking herself. Los Altos off to a quick 3-0 lead in this game 4. Nice dig there by McDermott from Holroyd's attack. Robinson sets it in the middle. And that was Fitzsimmons not able to get it over the net. Christensen Salome to serve. And it goes wide. Tough serve. Los Altos off to a quick 5-0 lead here in game 4. Little float serve goes long. All right, able to just duck out of the way at the last minute. All right to serve. Back row to McDermott, dinks it in over the middle. Slattery just pushes it over. Nice block there. That was Sturgeon with a block. All right, back to serve. Back to McDermott, and it goes long. McDermott normally very accurate. Pushed that just about a foot long. All right with the serve. And it goes long without a touch. So Mountain View coming back. Pushed over. Taking a trick out of the Mountain View book, pushing it over on 2. Celtics to serve. Tough serve there. Mountain View not able to handle it. And that serve had a little bit of a float in it. Silva back to serve for Mountain View. Getting instructions from the coach on where to serve. Slattery can't leave those up there for her without a block. Nicely played. McDermott. That was Hamzik on the kill there. Just outside the block down the line. Silva with the serve. And they call it nicely played by McDermott, just cutting it inside the block, but keeping it in. Kishton back to serve for Los Altos. Back to Sturgeon. And it goes wide. McDermott hit that flat-footed, just a little bit too much velocity. Sturgeon to serve, off the tape. Little dink over. Good recovery by Los Altos, and they were able to bring it in. And another quick one to Slattery there. Very tough to defend those. Sturgeon to serve. Didn't have enough spin on that one, just floated long. She had a lot of forward velocity on her jump, and that carried it long. Gillette with the serve. Set was too close to the net, and Los Altos is right there with the block. Gillette to serve. Off the block, good recovery by Los Altos. That time, McDermott was there with the block. That was McDermott and Hoover with the block. That dig went over the net on one. Hamzik was there with the block, but it fell just at her feet. Gillette with a serve. Slattery there, but it was a great block. That was for Los Altos. Hoover on the block, and Mountain View calls a timeout. Exciting match here. We're in the middle of game 4. Mountain View up 2-1. While we're taking a timeout, I'll tell you about our presenting sponsors. That KMVT Sports presenting sponsor is the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, which is part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAMF doctor today. Middle of a timeout here for that Mountain View has called. This game 4 has been back and forth, a little streaky. Both teams have had the lead. Always an emotional match between these two teams, regardless of the sport. Many of the players know each other from junior high or from elementary school, or they've lived in the community for many years. We're getting ready to start. Gillette back to serve. And that was Slattery over the block. And she has a good set. Very difficult to defend on those. And Hamzik back to serve for Mountain View. Robinson pushes it over again on 2. Los Altos left that open. Hamzik with a good serve, just touched the tape, off the block. Holroyd off the block. Good recovery by the Mountain View setter. Hamzik to serve, down by 1. Nice recovery by Los Altos. Those sets are awfully wide, and Holroyd not able to bring it in too tight of an angle to keep it inside the antenna. McDermott back to serve for Los Altos. Quick one to Slattery. And they do it again. Slattery on a tear this game. And she goes back to serve. Nicely played there by Los Altos off the block, and it goes wide for a point for Los Altos. Tight set it with a smart move, just fisted it over into the back corner. Little punch there right off the tape. Tischler to serve. Holroyd, beautiful placement in the back row. Robinson back to serve. Nicely played there by Los Altos. It just fell at the feet of the Mountain View blockers. Gillette comes back in for Los Altos. Christensen Salome back to serve. And it goes long. Misplayed there by Los Altos. Just a little drop serve by Chanti Holroyd. Into the net. That time Mountain View left it right up on the tape for Los Altos to hammer home. Los Altos up by 3, and Mountain View calls another timeout. Very exciting game 4 here. Mountain View, Chester F. Haywalt Gymnasium. These two teams very evenly matched, very close records over this season. Mountain View took game 1 handily. Los Altos came back in game 2. Mountain View took game 3 pretty easily. And now Los Altos is, I wouldn't say dominating, but certainly in charge this game. Probably going to go to 5. Loud crowd tonight on senior night here at Mountain View High School. Everybody's a local. And we're back at play. Nice float serve. Back to Sturgeon, off the block. Silva comes in to serve for Mountain View. Nice play there by Los Altos. Just a little spin. almost able to get there. Nice attempt there by the libero Tischler for Los Altos. And now Los Altos calls a timeout. Well, we'll be back in just a minute. Mountain View with the serve. Out to McDermott. They were able to block it, but the block is too far off the net, so the ball is falling on their side. They were able to pick it back up, but there was no one there. Kishton to serve. Touched the antenna, so that's wide. The Celtics up by 3. Allright bumps it over. Mountain View with the block, but not able to bring it back into the court, so it goes wide. Kishton to serve for Los Altos. Little float. Slattery got underneath that, went about 1.5 miles wide. Nice serve by Los Altos. And we've got set point. And that was Los Altos pushes it in, and they win fourth game here, 25-18. So they had a late rally, took game 4. We're getting ready to go to game 5. Getting ready for here for the start of game 5, this best of 5 match. Each team obviously has taken 2. We'll be playing to 15. Do or die here. Fairly emotional game for both teams. End of the season, watching their seniors graduate, crosstown rivalry. Can't get much better than that. Crowd very much into it tonight. The down ref is having a discussion with the scorekeeper. A little bit of a delay here to the start. Looks like they're about ready though. And we're ready for Los Altos to serve. Christensen Salome back to serve here in game 5. Here we go. Into the net. That gets Mountain View off to an emotional start. Allright back to serve. To Slattery, good recovery by Los Altos, dinked over. Off the block there, nicely played by Sturgeon. And it goes long, no touch. The momentum has definitely shifted to Mountain View. Allright to serve. Through the block, push deep. Slattery's there. Nice dig by McDermott. And they call a lift on Mountain View. Timeout Los Altos. Nicely played. That was a good rally. Tough call, but they did call a lift on that last one. She just kept her hand underneath it a little bit too long. While we take a break in the action here, let me just tell you one last time that this game is brought to you by Homestead Senior Care. Homestead, to them, it's personal. And also by the Palo Alto Medical Foundation. Choose your PAMF doctor today. So this is going to be a good game 5 here. Both teams very much want to win this game. Mountain View wins, they'll have an identical record to Los Altos. Big crosstown rivalry. Mountain View High School is comprised of half Mountain View, half Los Altos. And Los Altos High School is comprised of the other half of Los Altos and the other half of Mountain View. Throw a little half of Los Altos Hills in there and you got a perfect matchup. Holroyd with the serve. Back row attack. Mountain View there with the block, but again, it stays on their side of the net. Los Altos to serve. Back to Sturgeon. Good block by Los Altos. Dinked over. And 3 Mountain View players on the floor all trying to get that over. Tough dig there, set up on the net for Los Altos. And they call Mountain View out of rotation again. Down ref showing Coach Chen how they're out of rotation. She's moving back behind the back row too quickly is what they're saying. And it goes wide. Sturgeon tried to go down the line just a little bit wide. Los Altos takes the lead. Into the net. Silva comes in for Mountain View to serve. Goes off that I-beam. The ball comes down really fast when it hits that I-beam. Silva with a serve. Little back set, dinked over. Mountain View gets it up. And they call a lift. Probably a pretty good call. That was pancaked up off the knee and then sort of a lift and a carry over. Christian back to serve for Los Altos. There was a quick one to Slattery. Robinson and Slattery have that one down tonight. Sturgeon back to serve. Just inside the back line. Almost floated long. It looked like it was going long. Los Altos let it go, and it just fell in. Same placement. Off the block. Mountain View still not getting their blocks pushed back, so the block is falling in on their side. Gillette back to serve, score tie. Slattery dinks it over. Open corner on Mountain View side. Nice placement by Los Altos. Gillette back to serve. Mountain View with the block, but it goes wide. Not quite able to turn that back into the court. And Mountain View calls another timeout. So here we are in the final game. Los Altos up 10-8. Have to win by 2, of course, only going to 15. The momentum has shifted several times in this final match. Both teams very much want to win this game. A lot of emotion. And he's coming back on the court. We're going to get these timeouts over with quickly. Each team with one more timeout. Gillette back to serve, hoping to keep the momentum going. To Slattery, and it goes long. Set was a little low. She got a little bit of forward momentum, which pushed it deep. Off the ceiling that time. Los Altos definitely on a roll here. Up 12-8. Got to win by 2. First one, 15. And Slattery that time. Goes back row. Hamzik back to serve for Mountain View. They need a run here. Getting instructions for the coach where to serve. Back row. All right, push that just deep enough that the back row for Los Altos couldn't get it. It was very tight to the net. Just rolled it off her fingertips. Hamzik to serve. A lot of downward spin on that one. Tough kill there by Los Altos. Went to the back row. And McDermott, one of their best servers, back to serve. Match point coming up here. And McDermott back to serve for match point. To Holroyd. They're able to get the block back. And Los Altos pushes it into the net. So Mountain View gets a reprieve here. Emotions are running high. 3 match points here. Slattery with the serve. Everybody on pins and needles. Holroyd goes cross court. Wow, what a rally. What a rally. Holroyd with 2 great kills, and Los Altos calls a timeout, 14-12. These teams are just on fire. Both the teams are playing very well. A lot of good digs. They're not holding anything back. It's fun to see them play with this much emotion. Obviously having a great time. Crowd's into it. Final game of the season. Los Altos definitely in a position of power. We've got 2 more chances to end this match. Mountain View serving from your right. It's tough to even call. This is just sort of, and it goes long. No touch ball. I think Los Altos thought there was a touch. But no touch called. Slattery with a serve. Float. Back row, McDermott's there. Holroyd dinks it over, and the score is tied. The crowd goes wild. Slattery back to serve. Off the block. And Los Altos goes up by 1. This is going to be a tough match for either team to lose. There's a lot of heart here. Trishler with a serve. Beautiful kill there by Holroyd, just inside the back line. Score is tied again. Setter Robinson back to serve. Nicely played there by, couldn't see who hit that. That might have been Trishler with his kill, hard to tell. Or Kishton. Los Altos up by 1. Christensen, Salome back to serve. And they pull it out again. Giving it to the freshman. Hamza comes in for Mountain View. Holroyd back to serve, having a tough time with net balls on her serves tonight. And Los Altos not able to handle the pass. The score is tied again. We're at 17s. Both teams trying to calm themselves down. And it goes long. Silva comes in to serve. It could be match point here. Off the tape. Los Altos gets it. And it goes in. Good call, good call. That was just on the line. Score is tied. Little float serve. Able to bring it back in, inside the tape. And Los Altos not able to punch it over. Another match point. Sturgeon, their best server of the evening, back to serve for Mountain View. And they call that a double hit. This is going to be a heart attack for all the parents in this gym tonight. Gillette back to serve. Sturgeon down the line. And Hamza goes back to serve, another game point. Or match point, excuse me. The crowd definitely giving the Mountain View players a lot of energy here. And they called that into the net, so point for Los Altos. McDermott back to serve. Exciting ending to a great match tonight. Good recovery by Los Altos, pushed over, and Los Altos goes up by one. McDermott with the serve, match point. Little block there. Los Altos thought they'd won it. And it goes wide. No touch. And we are back to tied. 21-21. Get your high blood pressure medicine out. The score is tied again. Slattery back to serve. Very tight set. Off the block, but it falls at their feet. Los Altos up. Trishla back to serve. Back row to McDermott. Almost went under the net. And that's it. Los Altos wins it, 23-21. Quite a match. And the Mountain View Spartans are devastated. Los Altos is thrilled. What a match. Both teams should be very proud of how they played. Very exciting match. Los Altos takes it 3-2, winning the final set 23-21. What might be the last game of many of these girls' volleyball career. Everybody shaking hands there. Coaches recognizing how well everybody played. I want to tell you that tonight's match is directed and produced by Bobby Chastain. Our camera crew tonight is Tim Erskine, Janet Wu, Ronnie Deal, and Sherilyn Meacham. We want to give special thanks to Mountain View High School for letting us use their gym tonight. They always are very accommodating. Remind you that you can see all the games online. Just go to kmvt15.org/sports. You can also order DVDs through the website as well. Helpful if for recruiting or just to have for good memories. So I want to thank you for joining us tonight. And again, the Los Altos Eagles and Mountain View Spartans. Eagles take it in 3 games. And thank you for joining us tonight.